Time to act. UK Council advises employees to go vegetarian to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The Camden Council in London is reviewing a proposal to serve only vegetarian dishes to employees. The idea, which will be voted on in May, is based on a United Nations report which states that the livestock industry emits more greenhouse gases than emissions from all transportation combined. Camden's eco-champion Alexis Rowles stated, "At some point we have to get to grips with the Western diet, which contains so much meat and dairy and is part of the carbon problem and the obesity problem." In a recent retreat in February 2008 with our association members in Austria, Supreme Master Ching Hai had urged for a vegetarian diet to save the planet.
All the evidence point out that meat is also poisonous. Alcohol is bad. Just ban them outright. We have to ban meat, okay? We're banning it now by showing people how to eat, to cook vegetarian, okay? This is really for survival. I hope the government really put their thumb into it. That's all I hope for. And the media, every day, just no meat anymore, and then we are saved. Truly, very simple. Just use meatless diet, animalless diet, sustainable energy, limitless sun or wave, power, and plant trees.
With deep gratitude and praises, Camden Council, we thank you for taking this bold move to go vegetarian to save our planet and the health of your citizens. We pray for the successful passage of your proposal and that all governments may adopt such similar health and earth-friendly initiatives.
Bahrain increases efforts to preserve her coastline. Bahrain's Public Commission for the Protection of Marine Resources, Environment and Wildlife is devising a plan to reverse the effects of climate change. A recent study found that 10% of Bahrain's coast and 70 square kilometers of inland areas could be protected from rising sea levels if immediate and effective action is taken now. The United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP, supported the study and has pledged to contribute financially to the proposed conservation effort. A big thank you, Bahrain, for your commitment to maintaining and preserving the beauty of your land. UNEP, you have our appreciation and God bless for your caring assistance. Your collaborative efforts surely will see the reward of safeguarding the lives of the people of Bahrain. Nobel laureate and former US Vice President Al Gore speaks out on climate change. In an interview with Indian journalists Raj Jankappa and Dinesh Sharma, Mr. Gore shared his thoughts on the dangers posed by climate change and the international response needed. Despite the apparent popularity of his own position on global warming, Mr. Gore stated, "As yet, there has been no real change in the underlying behavior and activities that create this planetary emergency, and it really is a planetary emergency. It is a crisis and we have to find ways to come to an agreement to reduce the carbon dioxide. We respectfully salute you, Mr. Gore, for your continued and ongoing efforts to call attention to the urgent issue of global warming. May we unite as good stewards in taking the necessary steps to restore our Earth to her original life-sustaining state."
UK announces programme to address climate change locally. Jointly funded by 2 government departments, over $8 million is being provided to local communities to aid them in reducing their carbon footprint. Through the programme, best practices will be shared and accountability measures implemented for determining the community's level of success in curbing and adapting to climate change. Environment Minister Phil Willis stated, "Local authorities have a vital role to play in tackling climate change through local leadership and service delivery. We extend our deep gratitude, United Kingdom, for your awareness and initiative in taking these important steps to stem climate change. God's blessings for all your efforts to achieve this noble goal."
Canada reports on the effects of global warming to island communities. Published by Natural Resources Canada, the report assesses the effects that climate change, rising sea levels and erosion will have on the nation's island economies and people. Mr. Graham Saul of Climate Action Network Canada stated, "Canada is paying the environmental and economic costs of climate change already, and unless the government acts immediately, the future impacts will be catastrophic." Mr. Saul and Natural Resources Canada, we thank you for increasing awareness of effects of planetary warming that are already taking place. We pray for the safety and protection of Canada's and other island residents around the world.
Singapore food recycling generates energy. Singapore's National Environment Agency, NEA, and IUT Singapore have announced a partnership in opening Southeast Asia's first food waste recycling plant. Collected food scraps are brought to the plant where the conversion to biogas begins. The biogas is used to run gas engines which produce green energy. The recycled food plant also produces compost, a rich fertilizer for trees and flowers. Congratulations, Singapore, for this grand success in creating green energy from food waste. Heaven bless your peaceful nation for continuing to be at the forefront of the world's efforts to save our Earth.
Innovative three-wheel vehicle to be launched in California. US-based Accelerated Composite has designed a two-seat, three-wheeled Dolphin helicopter-shaped vehicle that runs 230 miles per gallon of fuel. The vehicle, named Aptera, is categorized as a motorcycle and is on par with US and the European Union's emissions criteria. Californians will be the first to have the opportunity to purchase the vehicle, which is expected to be available by the end of this year. Accelerate Composite, your truly innovative design with environmental sustainability in mind, receives our earnest appreciation and applause. We look forward to seeing the earth-friendly Aptera on the road soon.
A new desalination plant helps Queensland go green. Queensland, Australia's state government announced, plans to offset all the carbon emissions generated by a new $1.1 billion desalination plant being built on Australia's Gold Coast. Queensland's Premier, Anna Bligh, said supplying the plant's power through 100% renewable energy sources would be a positive opportunity since Queensland is currently the country's highest carbon emitter. A warm-hearted thank you, Your Excellency and Queensland, for showing such dedication to a sustainable future by investing in renewable energy. We wish your project the success of abundant clean water and green energy alike.
US top manufacturers launch campaign for national carbon emission cap, sponsored by the Environmental Defense Action Fund. An unprecedented ad campaign featuring chief executive officers of top US industries is calling upon the United States Congress to pass carbon cap and trade laws. The ad states that such a measure would address climate change while creating jobs and stimulating the economy. Ad participant and South Carolina Small Business Chamber of Commerce President Frank Knapp stated, "Small business entrepreneurs are ready to be turned loose on developing new energy technologies and conservation efforts. We're just waiting for the federal government to open the gate. We laud your green efforts and progressive campaign, US businesses. Our gracious thanks also Environmental Defense Action Fund for your creative ingenuity and initiative. We pray the US Congress will take immediate action for the health of our planet and economy."
Muslim, Druze and Christian women provide eco-education for children. Ms. Aziza Muadi of Megar, Israel, organized a group of 17 local women to raise awareness of ecological issues. After they received training from the Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel, or SPNI, they began teaching school children about water conservation, recycling, pollution and ecology.